3, 2, 1. Open.
This is Atlanta Alive with Vinnie Politan and Sheba Russell.
And Jib is hot.
A story about one of my favorite people, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, being recognized for his hard work in 2016. He has been named the USA Today Movie Person of the Year. All this year, he starred in Fury 7, San Andreas, Central Intelligence, and Moana. He is also going into the New Year's People magazine's rating Sexiest Man Alive.
Yeah, he's that hard on the eyes. And he also has the HBO show Baller. So
that's true, too. He's got a lot going on.
Yeah, he's
always. Jumanji's coming out. I mean,
all of that from a wrestling career. I mean, he really...
Well, yeah. He's huge wrestling with The Rock. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Can you do the eyebrow?
But,
that's pretty good, Crash.
But you have to take it all the way back to the fact that he's a University of Miami gentleman. Really? It's all about the U, baby. It's all about the U.
That could have been what started it for him.
I think that's what it is.
Put him on the right road.
He took the right path, yeah. Unlike some of those earlier guys that went the wrong way at UM.
Yeah. Speaking of college football, there's a big game going on coming on New Year's Eve, right?
Who's that?
Well, Alabama taking on Washington.
Oh, right? Alabama! Imagine that.
Well, I mean, we're talking about University of Miami and the Hurricanes. We might as well roll some Tide up in there too, right?
And go Dogs! I can't let y'all without saying
And I better say Clemson too for my in-laws because they're also.
Throw them out there too.
Well, who else can we name?
Exactly. Well, if you are in town for that, big Alabama fan, New Year's Eve we do have a chance of showers coming in as well as New Year's Day. Today is all about the fog, so we have dense fog advisory. Is that impacting traffic at all?
I don't want to blame it because Chesley always says I blame the weather for the traffic. You know when it's wet out. You know. But I won't blame the fog this time. Yeah, I think folks were getting a little bit of open road and then they got a little bit too quick out there. And let's get to two hot spots right now, folks. In fact, our photographer Mike, he's been out and about driving around, giving us some great live shots. Choppers obviously can't get up there, so here we go. He just looks like he just came out of that Cortland tunnel there on the connector northbound. The wreck closer to North Avenue as you get up towards 10th and 14th Street, but certainly some of that traffic remains. Most of that wreck has been cleared off to the side. All right, let's get to the maps now because I want to get to hotspot number 2. We'll show you exactly what's going on downtown. Here we go. There's Turner Field right here just before you get to it. Not quite to University, but very heavy flow of traffic getting around that Grady curve, 13 miles an hour. And then we get just on the outside of that. Here's North Avenue, Bobby Dodd Stadium, and there's your wreck right there, North Avenue. You get by that, you're in good shape, no trouble. We were up to about a half hour, now 22 minutes from that south side split all the way up towards Brookwood. But let's reset the map because this one right here, folks, is turning into almost a red alert. The wreck 285 westbound before Chamblee Dunwoody. Look at the delays beyond Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, beyond Spaghetti Junction, now beyond that east wall, and 3 miles an hour. In fact, this indicates right here they are still holding all lanes. Let's hope that Sky Tracker is still trained right on it. Yep, there it is, folks. All lanes shut down, being held 285 westbound just before Chamblee Dunwoody Road. This is going to be a red alert on our next report if they don't get this thing cleared out of the way. What little traffic is out there, volume definitely light for the holidays, but you saw those delays stretching back beyond Spaghetti Junction. I think I have a trip time for you across the top end. Let me see if I can get that map to click on there. No, it's not going, but it was 45 minutes from Spaghetti Junction over to Georgia 400. We're definitely going to red alert that next time. All right, Tracy, you're talking about that fog, a little bit of light rain. Is that the pattern for the rest of the day?
You know, today's a good day if you have the day off to maybe do some of that after-holiday cleaning after Christmas
J-Bell next
or possibly a day to just sleep in, relax, and just enjoy yourself. Maybe clean out the DVR, see all the shows you didn't have a chance to catch earlier in the year. Cloudy conditions out there, reduced visibilities while in play this morning in the city of Newnan. We do have reduced visibility concerns this morning, so much so we have a dense fog advisory in effect. That's going to be in effect going until 9 o'clock this morning. Those visibilities anywhere from 1/4 of a mile or less this morning. And the counties that we're concerned about is essentially all of the state, except for just a few outlying areas. But most of us, all the way from the northern tip of the state all the way down to the southern end, we'll see that dense fog advisory in effect until 9 o'clock this morning. Current visibility is 1/8 of a mile in Atlanta, 1 1/4 mile visibility in Marietta. How about a ½ mile from Carrollton, Peachtree City into Thomaston, and also up in some of our northernmost counties just outside of the Gainesville area. Today, the dense fog advisory will kick off the weather headlines. Sunshine will be returning, coming in as early as tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And then after the sunshine, how about more rainfall moving back into the forecast, coming in for New Year's Eve as well as for New Year's Day. That's a look at your weather. Back to you, Jacob.
All right, thank you so much, Tracy. We are following breaking news this morning. Out of Atlanta, police tell us Atlanta rapper Young Mozzie was shot while inside of a Waffle House overnight. Naeem Abdullahi is at the APD headquarters with the latest details on the shooting. Naeema, was anyone else injured out there?
From what we're told by police, no one else was injured. We're told Atlanta rapper Young Mozzie was shot one time in the chest and that he was stable enough to talk to police. Now, here's what happened according to employees inside the late night restaurant. They say the shooter was already inside the restaurant with friends. The victim, Young Mozzie, came in with his friends and was about to order food. He was shot shortly after. The witnesses say after the rapper was shot, he got a ride from his friends, possibly headed to the hospital. The rapper also told police he's been shot 10 other times before. Right now, there are no arrests. There is no ID of the possible suspect. So police are still investigating the shooting to gather as much information as possible. And back to you.
She's up on camera.
Here's a look at some of your headlines this morning. 3 stolen car suspects are on the run. Police say 4 men were inside of a stolen vehicle overnight when it ran a red light at the Joseph E. Boone at Northside Drive intersection and T-boned another vehicle. Police tell us they were on the lookout for the car, and the crash happened just after they spotted it. 1 suspect was arrested, but the other 3 were able to get away. No one was injured. Cobb County Police searching for a suspect they say tried to rob Dixie Gun and Pawn Monday night. Investigators say the owner and another employee were inside the store with 2 customers when 2 masked men came inside. That's when one of the suspects fired at the store owner. The owner returned fire and 1 suspect was killed and the other escaped in a silver Dodge Magnum. A 14-year-old recovering this morning after being hit by a Clayton County police cruiser last night. Investigators say the teen was trying to cross Jonesboro Road near its intersection with Battle Creek Road when he was hit. Police say the officer immediately stopped his cruiser and helped the teen until emergency crews arrived. The teen has minor injuries and the Georgia State Patrol is investigating. Several malls across the country were shut down after fights broke out the day after Christmas. This is cell phone video that we're about to show you from inside a mall near Dallas, where police say nearly 150 teens were fighting each other in the food court. Police were able to stop the fighting and ended up closing down the mall. Investigators are looking into whether there are any connections to other fights that broke out in other states.
That's the number one thing they're going to investigate, to see if this is some kind of premeditated thing across the nation, if it was something that the kids here heard and maybe decided we want to be part of this.
Police say up to 4 teenagers were cited for fighting. There were no injuries reported. For those in the British Commonwealth, the day after Christmas is known as Boxing Day, which for them is kind of similar to Black Friday here in the U.S. Authorities have found no link connecting the fights and disturbances across the country to the British holiday. However, social media was flooded with reports of the chaos. Many of the initial calls to police came in as reports of shooting or shots fired, but investigators soon found they were massive crowds of teens fighting. From New Jersey to Arizona, malls were evacuated and several people arrested. Again, thankfully, no serious injuries were reported. 7:08 your time. We're going to send things over to Crash Clark, keeping an eye on the roads for us. We're starting to see some things happen, right, Crash?
Yeah, big time, J Bell. That's why I'm going to stay out of the way here so you folks can get a good look at this. All lanes remain shut down on the top end perimeter. 285 westbound. Before you get to Chamblee Dunn, what do you see? Multiple emergency vehicles there responding and all lanes of traffic being held. And that is why we're starting to see some serious delays. Now, imagine if this weren't a holiday week. Here we go. 285 westbound before Chamblee Dunwoody. And 2 miles an hour, an indication that, well, all lanes are pretty much blocked. Peachtree Industrial, Buford Highway, Spaghetti Junction, solid traffic, and now impacting a little bit of that east wall there, starting to push us back towards North Lake and La Vista. Look at the trip times there. The east side perimeter now jumping down a little bit, 48 miles an hour, your average speed from I-20 to Spaghetti Junction. You're still doing it in 16 minutes, but once you get from the junction to Georgia 400, the indicator there, -1 mile an hour and 0 minutes. that is what indicates to us that the road has been shut down. And there it is one more time, 285 westbound before Chamblee-Dunwoody. Avoid this, folks. If you got to travel through DeKalb County, I would hold off just a little bit. Give it about 10-15 minutes. We'll get some more updates from GDOT. Let's give you an update on our downtown ride. Our photographer Mike looks like he got past most of that problem on the connector northbound near North Avenue and 10th and 14th Street as he rolls through Midtown, but still some pretty heavy delays stretching beyond the Grady curve back towards Turner Field. About a 25-minute ride from the south side split up towards Brookwood, and a brand new wreck 285 northbound before South Cobb Drive, adding to some delays on the west side perimeter. All right, Tracy, I know we've been dealing with a little bit of the fog out there. Boy, that shot from Noonan is still pretty spooky.
I know. This has been my my weather shot of the morning. If I had to pick one to kind of sum it up, this is it. The city of Noonan shrouded in low clouds this morning. Low clouds are going to be something that many, if not all locations, will be concerned with. Some reduced visibilities in one form or another. Again, look at that from the northern counties all the way down to the south. Some places a little worse than others. Take a look. 1/8 of a mile visibility in Atlanta, half-mile visibility in Gainesville to Carrollton, all the way down to Thomaston. How long is that going to be a concern? Well, until 9 o'clock in the morning, and then our attention will turn to this. A frontal boundary starting to come into the area. That frontal boundary will give us a chance of scattered showers during the day and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. Take a look at this. The arrows here denoting the wind, the actual direction of the winds today coming in out of the south, giving us warm air in play today, going for an afternoon high near 70 degrees. Showers again well advanced of that frontal boundary, and also the opportunity for a few isolated thunderstorms along that frontal boundary, and then back behind that sunny conditions will be building in for Wednesday. Looking forward to that. Over the course of the next 12 hours, again, fog early with cloudy conditions dominating the afternoon and a few scattered showers as well. That is a look at your weather. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
And break. All right, 2:15, straight out to J Bell. We have a package, then we'll go to traffic. Okay, then weather, gym bump break. 7, 6, 5, and prepare for New Year's. 3, 2, 1, open.
This is Atlanta Alive with Vinnie Politan and Sheba Russell.
And Jib is hot.
Well, a church service almost turned into a rap concert after a misprint. Church members in Sri Lanka noticed lyrics to Tupac's song Hail Mary were printed on an event pamphlet instead of the Christian Hail Mary prayer. Now, the priest says the church fortunately caught the mistake before the booklets were passed out at service. Organizers are not saying who did this or how the lyrics ended up on the program. That's what I really want to know. How do you make that mistake?
I didn't know Tupac was like that in Sri Lanka. That folks was, you know, apparently he's global.
I think Google had to have.
You think so?
I'm thinking maybe divine intervention.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Tupac, you know what I'm saying?
Some people say he's still alive.
Wow.
You never know. He could be down in Sri Lanka.
He did it himself?
Could be.
Maybe so.
You never know, you know?
I'm glad they read the lyrics, though. That's completely
somebody read the lyrics. It's like,
that's a completely different tone.
Did they change this up a little bit?
That's what I said. Somebody maybe had to Google and copy and paste, or something went wrong there.
I don't know. I think it was a little bit of a joke.
I hope not.
But they figured it out. Weather for today, it's going to be a little cloudy out there.
Traffic
we got some dense fog. I know I was talking to you, Crash. Is it impacting weather at all, the little fog that we're having?
It definitely impacted the traffic big time. Yeah, I mean, we're starting to really see some problems out there. And we had
I
Mike,
don't
our
see a shot from
riding around.
Naima.
You could see the little droplets and everything. So,
droplet,
and that mixes with the oil and things get slippery. And then when you don't have a lot of volume, all of a sudden, yeah, look at this, folks. We are still in a red alert situation with all lanes being held on the west side perimeter. This is 285 northbound past Bolton Road before you get to South Cobb Drive, and it is a nightmare. This has been shut down now for a little bit more than a half hour, and we're seeing significant delays. I'm going to leave the overall map on for just a minute while I step in the picture here. Here's our west side perimeter. We still have downtown delays and up on the top end perimeter, but let's get to hotspot number 1, multi-car crash with injuries, 285 northbound near South Cobb Drive down to 14 miles an hour. But trust me, you're not moving on that west side all the way back beyond I-20 right here in MLK. This is MLK, 17 miles an hour. Whoa, look at that overall trip time. I'll get out of the way so you can see it. Almost an hour from I-20 to I-75. Did not expect that for this holiday week. In fact, look just below that. That's the West Expressway from Fairburn Road to the perimeter. They're still sleeping out there. All right, let's get up top here. This wreck took a while to clear off to the right, 285 westbound before Shanley-Dunwoody, but in doing so, they had to hold all lanes. That's why, look, it's got an impact on Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, and that's why things on that east wall are slow all the way back towards Lawrenceville Highway. Here's your downtown connected northbound. 3 separate problems, one at University, one up around Peachtree Pine, and then a third one in the Midtown area near 10th Street. That's why your downtown ride's still pretty rough. And here we go. My maps are a little out of order here, but you can see that east side perimeter jams up just past the Highway 29 Lawrenceville Highway.
Mimi's gonna make a run.
It stays heavy all the way up through that top end perimeter. One more look. There it is, that west wall, 285 northbound, right near South Cobb Drive past Bolton Road.
They don't want anything.
Lanes still shut down. All right, Tracy. I know the weather's not going to get a whole lot much better, but I hope my traffic doesn't get worse.
Oh, I hope not either. Weather for us this morning, we're starting things off with fog outside. Dense fog advisory.
Mimi said she'll take care of you. Text her.
Here's some of the visibilities that we're concerned with.
She says
1/8 of a mile visibility in Atlanta. 1/2 mile visibility in Peachtree City, Carrollton, and Gainesville. And look at Athens, 1/4 of a mile visibility.
Split next.
Outlying areas, especially those secondary roads, keep in mind you're going to have the limited visibility until about 9 o'clock this morning. Temperatures expected to be in the upper 50s around 7 a.m. The opportunity for a few scattered showers, 30% chance today. Temperatures in the mid-60s for the noon hour. Those southerly winds today will drive us to an afternoon high near 70 degrees. And that cold front coming into the area will also drive up the opportunity for an isolated shower or thunderstorm from the afternoon well into the late evening hours. That's a look at your weather. Back to you, J-Bell.
All right, thank you so much, Tracy. Right now, police across the metro are warning people to be careful when cleaning up this holiday season. Naima Abdullahi joins us now, and this is a situation where your trash could actually make you a target for thieves, right, Naima?
Jennifer, that's right. Police departments in the metro Atlanta area want families to be on high alert after they unwrap those expensive gifts during the holiday season. The big advice they want to give people is be wise, don't advertise. Big boxes left outside near your trash can be an indication for what presents are inside the home. Electronics, video games, flat screen TVs. That's an easy way for thieves to know the list of items they can steal. The big tip is to wait for your trash pickup day to put the boxes outside and break down the boxes so the labels aren't visible.
It's not.
They
13
know
seconds
is
is occurring.
If you got the new 60-inch,
10.
They know if you got the new iPad or whatnot.
We know that this is a problem that has emerged, at least in this last week. We don't know if it's going to continue, but we want to let our citizens know that it is occurring.
Q.
And if you have any worries and concerns, police officers are telling people take your trash directly to the dumpster instead of putting it on the curb. And if your boxes have your address on it because it was delivered to your home, scratch that off before throwing it away so thieves don't have your personal information. Back to you, Jennifer.
All right, thank you so much, Naima.
Transition video.
Let's take a look at your headlines right now. Atlanta police searching for a man who made off with car batteries. Police tell us the accused robber crawled under the front gate at the G&H Construction on James Jackson Parkway and stole 12 batteries. Police say he had an accomplice who drove the getaway car, a black Dodge Challenger. If you have any information, you're asked to please contact police. Coyote sightings in crowded Piedmont Park sparking concerns about safety for people and pets. An 11 Alive viewer sent us this video that he captured of a coyote while he rode his bike through the park a few days ago. It's not clear how many of the animals might be out there. Piedmont Park has tweeted about the coyote, saying they are aware of the animal and they encourage all visitors not to feed it and to keep a safe distance away. America's Poison Control Centers received a call every 14.5 seconds in 2015, totaling more than 2 million cases total. And while the overall volume of calls has decreased slightly from 2000, more serious cases increased slightly. 57% of cases involved pharmaceuticals, including dosing errors and taking the wrong medications.
Last video.
The famous Waterford crystal triangles will be installed on the New Year's Eve ball in Times Square today. The ball is covered with a little over 2,600 crystal triangles, which will be broken into 4 gift group designs. Those groups are the gifts of kindness, fortitude, wonder, and imagination.
She's up on cam.
Later on today, a historic meeting at Pearl Harbor. Japan's Prime Minister will visit the memorial of the 1941 attacks for the first time. Edward Lawrence has more from D.C. on what we can expect from today's meeting.
Package.
Well, Jennifer, we can expect unity and a show of support in that meeting today. This is the very first time a formal visit from a Japanese leader will be made to that historic site. December 7th, 1941, the Japanese 2,400 Americans were killed when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor in a surprise raid. And now the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is not expected to apologize for that attack. However, he will express sympathy for the victims.
30.
You may remember President Obama last May visited Hiroshima there, setting the precedent or paving the way for this historic visit here. The president during his visit also did not apologize for the U.S. dropping 2 atomic bombs on Japan, basically ending World War II. Now, the two world leaders are expected to echo the same message of unity, that message being we should never again have the horror of a world war.
5.
Reporting live in Washington, Edward Lawrence, back to you.
And open.
Send things over to Crash right now. Everything seems to be kind of falling apart out there on the roads, Crash.
Yeah, it really did, Jennifer. We, kind of expected a lighter than normal pattern, but we aren't without our problems.
We'll have Tracy
and
at the
folks that do have to get out there are
break.
sitting in a nightmare. This is the west side perimeter, and it's done. Even if we can clear this wreck, I have a feeling this is going to be like this for at least another hour. 71 minutes from I-20 up to I-75, and it's all because of a multi-car crash and all lanes being blocked. 285 northbound right near South Cobb Drive, and you see that red stretching well beyond I-20 right over here to MLK. Not impacting the West Expressway. The West Expressway is very quiet, but it is just forget about that west wall. I mean, if you can avoid it, avoid it. Stay home for a little while. 16 minutes on the connector northbound, stretching from that south side split up to Brookwood. Several problems along the way, all cleared off to the right. Speaking of off to the right, this wreck's been off to the right for a little while. 285 westbound before Shanley-Dunwoody, but a hard time recovering, stretching back beyond Spaghetti Junction, not quite back towards Highway 29, but certainly around the North Lake La Vista area. As you're traveling up that east side perimeter, you'll start jamming on the brakes through Spaghetti Junction. Once you get past Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, your fortunes will improve. But this little stretch right here, we'll call it from about North Lake up towards Peachtree Industrial Boulevard. It's going to take you about 25 minutes. I haven't forgotten about the big three, but look, nothing's happening. 475 condition green, 85 a little bit of a jam from 316 to the junction. You're still averaging 44 miles an hour. Nothing compared to this right here on the west side perimeter. All right, Tracy, I'm starting to see a little bit of sun. Maybe that'll burn some of that fog out of there.
Yeah, we need a little bit more than that to burn that fog off. Here's what we're dealing with this morning. The fog, the low clouds, the city of Noonan shrouded in those low clouds this morning. And that's not the only place where we are seeing some reduced visibilities for the morning. 1/8 of a mile in Atlanta, that is definitely the worst spot. 1/4 of a mile in Athens, a half mile in Gainesville, Peachtree City, as well as in Carrollton. So the opportunity for the low clouds will be in the forecast this morning from the northern all the way down to the southern end of the state. All of the counties that you see shaded in gray, those are the locations that do have the best opportunity to see visibilities of 1/4 of a mile or less. Today on the Wazometer, I'm going for a morning low in the upper 50s, afternoon highs, many locations in the upper 60s. I think Atlanta will near 70 degrees today, and I'm going for a 7 on the Wazometer as a result. Keep in mind the opportunity for scattered showers today as that frontal boundary comes in. That's also going to give us a small opportunity for an occasional thunderstorm coming in as well. Here's a look at the next 12 hours. Fog expected through the 9 o'clock hour. Cloudy conditions will dominate the day with a few scattered showers. Again, I'm not going to rule out a passing thunderstorm coming in later on today as well. Dense fog advisory kicking off the weather headlines. Sunshine will be returning as early as tomorrow. And New Year's Eve rainfall. You got plans? Maybe in town for the Peach Bowl. We'll take a look at your New Year's Eve and your New Year's Day forecast. Stay with us. Much more coming up after the break.
And break. All right. Transition straight out to Jay Bell on camera 2. She'll toss to a package. Then we'll split with Crash for weather. And I'm sorry, Crash for traffic. Then we'll do weather. 1 open.
All right, here's an inspirational real love story for you today. A man in England, we do need it. A man in England seen running to the airport with nothing but mistletoe in his hand. Now, someone tweeted the site, which has been shared and favorited thousands of times. People online, though, were very curious about what was going on here. Now, eventually, the mistletoe man, as he's called now, caught wind of his online fame and responded. Turns out he was rushing to surprise his girlfriend. So we got a little bit of a happy ending, but I still have some questions about this one.
Yeah, surprise her for what? I mean, was there any?
Was she leaving? Was
there
she
an
going?
engagement?
Yeah.
I mean,
how long had they been apart?
Why'd you pick mistletoe? It's a deadly plant. Why not some roses?
All right, just kill the romance.
Well, I mean, it's England.
Crash says bring roses instead. Not that I don't think that would have been a problem.
No. Who's walking around with a bushel full of mistletoe?
That was a big book that he had in his hand.
It's kind of strange. All right, this is a better love story. Taylor Swift made a home visit to a very special fan. Take a look at this. Cyrus Porter, 96 years young. He was just profiled by a TV station for his love of pop star Taylor Swift. He's even been to 2 of her concerts. And then out of nowhere, she creepily knocks on his door and shows up to his family's Christmas party and sang a few songs. I think that's a great Christmas present because he's a super fan. They took a ton of pictures. He even got to show off one of his World War II memorabilia, one of his medals. So
that's my favorite because you can see Cyrus jamming there. He's having a good old time.
Yeah. Shake, shake, shake. And he's getting down, doing his thing.
He was.
Wow.
And you know what? I'm sure Cyrus's grands and everybody else in the family enjoyed his surprise that he earned for them all.
Now, that was that Christmas Day? Did she not have plans? Did she not have any friends anymore?
I'm not sure when exactly this transpired, but
I mean, I know she's got a lot of fans, anyway. But are people is she gonna break up with this old guy now and write a song about him?
No.
I went to the old man house and I don't love him no more,
No, not Cyrus. He looks very lovable.
All right, I hope so.
Can't let go of that.
I'm sorry. I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan. All right.
Just singing the songs like you were.
No, I'm just doing this. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo. All right, let's do traffic. Let's get to traffic right now. Where are my maps? I got a red alert. We got some problems out here, and I'm going to try and get as much to it as I can. This is the west side perimeter, 285 northbound, a solid sea of brake lights all the way back towards, in fact, beyond I-20. The wreck 285 northbound right near South Cobb Drive involving a tractor trailer with 9,000 pounds of food product. Look at this, and the delays jammed all the way back to MLK. Folks, just avoid that whole west wall because it is completely shut down right now. They still haven't done anything to move all these vehicles. 285 westbound before Chamblee Dunwoody. That wreck long gone, but the memory still lingers. Look, our red now stretching beyond Highway 29. So the east side perimeter saying, hey, we can be just as bad as that west wall. I'm going to step over here for 1 second. I want to change a few cameras. Again, that's 285 northbound right here at Hollowell Parkway, but the wreck itself is right there. There it is. It's a U.S. food truck. And look at that, folks, for good news right here. They're just now reopening some lanes. Looks like 1, 2, maybe 3 travel lanes are going to be open here on that west side perimeter, 285 northbound near South Cobb Drive. But again, the damage is done. I mean, major delays all the way back beyond I-20. We'll have some traffic and weather for you coming up next. Don't go away.
2, 1, roll and break. All right, open a traffic, weather, and then we'll call it a show.